All right. So, looks like we are just about ready to go. Let me just get rid of this little screen. And I am on camera. All right, what is going on, everybody? Gabriel Jones here, giving you a drop a sign any chance I get. And today is going to be the finale of a beautiful journey. All throughout the month of April, I have been giving my thoughts on each contestant for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. And I went through semifinal one, semifinal two. I talked about the big five in Ukraine. And I talked about who I think will qualify, who will perform well. And now we have reached the fourth and final Eurovision live stream of the month. And this should be a really exciting one because we are going to end with a bang. So, I hope everybody is doing well. I got my little Kalush Orchestra hat on for today. And I'm very excited to see what's going to happen today. So, today we are going to be going over my top 37 ranking overall. Today is the day where I'm going to give my overall ranking on all the contestants in this year's big show. This should be a real doozy. I have no idea how long this is going to take. It might take maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour. It could be a lot shorter than that, but it'll be good to finally give my overall picks for what I think are the best and worst entries for this year's contest. This is just going to be me, a silly American, giving their thoughts. Everybody is free to disagree, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so first up is numbers 37 through 31. So I believe with this, I'm going to have to do a little moving around with my camera. You know, sort of like place it up and down to like show like each single cover. You know, I can even do this with my camera. We're going on a Ferris wheel. I'm having fun at the carnival. I can see my house from here. But, I digress. So, anyway, let's give my bottom five picks for this year's big show. This is mostly going to be unscripted. I don't have any notes written for this live stream, so I'm just going to be going off the top of my head for this. But yeah, I'll be sure to have a lot to talk about with each entry. So, at the very bottom of the list, we have Solo by Blanca, who is representing Poland. Yeah, this is the one that a lot of people do not have a lot of faith in. Yeah, it's already been the subject of a very silly meme, the babe sort of meme, where she opens the number with that sort of line. And yeah, of course, everybody is aware of a lot of the cheating allegations that took place for her national selection, how some of the dancers were friends with the jurors, and how they sort of changed the rules overnight, presumably so that Blanca could win, and how they were very, like, not transparent about the whole thing. Or transparent. Hopefully, I'm using that word right. But yeah, a lot of people are upset that she qualified, and I remember that Hans Gladiator was the favorite to win. I wasn't even that big on Gladiator, but I can tell you it's better than Solo. I wanted Alicia and her song New Home to win, but I guess we can't always get what we want. But yeah, even with that all aside, it's a very unimpressive song. It's not too complex in its production, and lyrics don't really like do anything special. So yeah, Poland is an easy bottom pick for this year. At number 36, we have "Tell Me More" by Taral Taran X, who are representing Azerbaijan. It's so crazy because I remember last year I put Azerbaijan very high in my ranking for when the final took place. And I remember "Fade to Black" was the name of the song by Nadir. I'm blanking on his last name, but needless to say, he did a lot to impress me. Like, his voice alone, like, really took me away. But this year, they didn't really have too powerful of an entry. The twins are definitely very sweet. They seem to get along very well when it comes to interviews and putting out silly videos in preparation for the contest. But their song just doesn't do that much for me. I do like that sort of climax where, like they're really strumming away on the guitar and he lets the high note loose, but it doesn't have anything too special going on for it. I might have to check out some of their other stuff, or at least dig more into their stuff as they continue to roll out more material. But this, honestly, I have to say that it's just not doing anything for me. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah. All right, my number 35 pick is Like an Animal by Peaked Jacks, who are representing San Marino. I do like the guy's singing voice, and I remember when I explored some of Pete Jack's other material, I really dug it. Like, I was getting into it so much. I liked his voice, and I think they really have like a clear style going on with their sound. But this just kind of feels a little bit sleazy. It's very like simplistic and basic, and honestly, it just doesn't have the best atmosphere or the cleanest atmosphere. So yeah, I'm really looking to sort of like maybe explore them a little bit more, like for real. I think that they have definitely a unique style going on with them. But yeah, Like an Animal is just not vibing with me. All right, so at number 34 is We Are One by Wild Youth, who are representing Ireland. They seem like nice guys. I'm impressed by some of their other work. You know, they seem to like, really know their stuff. But why We Are One just seems very generic and just doesn't do anything for me personally. It's nicely constructed, it's like very pristine in its construction, but yeah, just doesn't do anything for me. I'm still very amazed that Connolly did not come out as the winner for that national selection. But yeah, Ireland, I don't think they're going to do very well this year. They seem like nice guys, and I sort of like their politics a little bit, but I just don't really have anything special to say about We Are One. You know, nice sentiment, very lovely sentiment, of course, but not an impressive song. And then number 33 is DGT Off and On by Theodore Andre, who is representing Romania. Much like Azerbaijan, I really liked Romania's entry from last year. WRS, did a lot of great dancing on that stage. I liked his outfits. His energy was really cool. It's very vibrant and lively. DGT, I gotta say, like, it's kind of confusing as to what the song wants to accomplish. Or at least the performance, because I know that he's talked about how he wanted to, address topics of sex and war and religion, and there are pop culture references sprinkled in there. Um, and Theodore, he's definitely an ambitious kid. I'll give him that, but I don't think that I have too much excitement behind this entry. It's definitely gonna have its own fans. I think he'll certainly get a lot of votes. He probably could even make it into the final, but yeah, this is not something that I'm a huge fan of. So yeah, it's kind of a no for me. At number 32 is Dance Our Own Party by The Busker, who are representing Malta. Two bracket songs back to back. Funny. This one has a really nice vibe. I kind of like its message. Just staying at home and creating your own party and finding your own way to celebrate and let loose and have a good time and not being too bombarded with huge crowds, loud crowds, and loud music. I can definitely appreciate that. I also love the guy's knack for sweaters, striped sweaters to be exact. But yeah, this one doesn't do anything too much for me personally, but I do really like its vibe and its message. It's very fun. I totally love their national selection performance where he did the little high kick and they had the Mario pillows. That was really cute. Yeah. Maybe it'll advance. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, these guys. Yeah, they seem to be not like totally impressing me, but I wouldn't be too mad if they advanced. At number 31 is Water Gun by Remo Forher, who is representing Switzerland. Yeah, so this one, definitely has a clear like idea behind it. I like the thunderous drums and the little delicate piano that serves as the intro. And yeah, I remember Ramo talking about how this isn't explicitly about the war in Ukraine. It's more about like accepting that you have like bigger responsibilities as you get older, and you get exposed to more horrors as you continue to age and mature into adulthood. Definitely something that I think a lot of young people can relate to. I guess it just was kind of like a song that wore off of me pretty quickly. At first, I was kind of vibing with it, but after I listened to it more and more, I guess it just kind of like faded on me a little bit. I'm not sure if that's the right phrase, but yeah. Rainbow, I think, is a nice kid. I liked his performances on The Voice, but I don't know if this is a song that I am totally getting behind. Again, it does have a good chance of making it into the finals. I just don't think that it really does anything for me personally. So I keep saying that a lot, but it rings true. It rings true. And now on to our next batch of songs. This is numbers 30 through 21. At number 30, we have Blood and Glitter by Lord of the Lost, who are representing Germany. These guys were very fun to watch in interviews. They definitely have a lot of energy and ambition. They're very sexual in their sound and, very dirty and filthy, especially when it comes to their videos. Like, I've seen some of their videos. Yeah, these guys, they seem to be very sweet. I love their style, their wardrobe choices on points. Blood and Glitter, I think it's probably my least favorite of the big five. And I feel bad about saying that because I really do like this band. I really love their energy. And I remember also saying that like I really hope that they score more points than Malik Harris did last year. It's kind of weird I'm saying that because I ranked them this low on the list. But I really do think that I really do hope that they perform well. This is just my personal ranking of like how I feel about each and every contestant, not like how I think they're gonna do in the entire show, but like just how much I like them in comparison to like other artists. So like if there's some German fans out there who really love Blood and Glitter and really bump it whenever they're browsing Apple Music or Spotify, that is totally valid. Blood and Glitter is just not something that I'm totally feeling. One highlight for the track though is the key progression. I really love the keyboardist throughout the song. Yeah, I think this one is pretty decent. And yeah, I really do think that they could score a lot of points. This is just my personal ranking. Up next, at number 29, is What They Say by Victor Vernikos, who is representing Greece. The youngest contestant to ever represent Greece, and the youngest contestant overall in this year's show. This song is largely dealing with anxiety. It's talking about how how broken people who are dealing with some very severe issues that they have a hard time recovering from, are looking to sort of heal other people and bring them up or lift them up. Because it's like that empathetic human spirit that we all possess. And I really appreciate Victor's message here. I mean, in comparison to other songs about anxiety in this year's contest, which we will get to, it isn't clicking with me as much. But I really do like this kid. He seems very cute. He definitely seems to have a lot of good spirit in him. And I'm definitely hoping that he will become a superstar in his country after this contest ends. And yeah, again, like I find it very comparable to Shawn Mendes's "In My Blood," which was also ironically a song about anxiety. Um, Again, like if he were a part of the Mendes army, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, he seems very sweet, and yeah, it's an all right entry for me. At number 28, I have Duye by Albina Kelmendi and Familia Kelmendi. And they are going to be representing Albania in this contest. This one is a very emotional track. She's pleading for her parents to stay together so that the family won't fall apart. She is singing with a lot of emotion, and you could tell that there's like a lot of like strong feelings that she's confronting throughout this tune, especially the family too. Like the way she like brings her family into this track is very very sweet. It's cool that they were all a part of this, and I'm sure they have a lot of camaraderie with each other even outside of the studio. And yeah, this song is, again, like it has like a lot of like heavy feelings to it. It was painful to cut it from my my qualifiers list for semifinal two. And we'll be seeing that with the next entry. But yeah, I do think that this has a strong chance of making it into the final. There will be people who can connect with the message of family and togetherness, and of course, Albina's emotional performance. I remember seeing her sort of cry, or get really emotional, like during like the final moments whenever she would like perform this song live, especially at the national selection. And that's totally understandable. It's a very heavy song, and I believe it's something that's very personal and near and dear to her heart. But yeah, it's not something that I thought would qualify, or at least I thought it would barely not qualify. But who knows? Maybe come 2 weeks from now, I will be proven wrong. All right, so next at number 27, we have "Break a Broken Heart" by Andrew Lambro, or Andrew Lambro, I think that's how you pronounce it. He is representing Cyprus. It's kind of cool to see what he had to offer. He seems to be like the bad boy of the whole contest with his like leather jackets and flannel shirts and his little earrings, his Christ earrings. And yeah, this song, it's pretty straightforward. It's about overcoming a big heartbreak, a nasty breakup, and triumphing over that, and rising from the gutters. And he's like, "Yeah, you tried to break me, but you have to know that you can't break a broken heart. I've taken all those past experiences and taught and used them to teach myself how to grow thicker skin and be a lot tougher." I mean, for people who are going through a breakup, that's totally relatable. I have never gone through a breakup of such, because I'm not as good looking as Andrew. But yeah, it seems to be like a very strong entry. I think that he has a lot of vocal chops. He seems to really know how to hit his falsettos, his high notes. Oh man, I can't sing like him either. But yeah, like much like Douye, "Break a Broken Heart" is a song I think is gonna barely miss the qualifications for the final. I could be proven wrong again, but yeah, this song, it was a painful cut to make for my qualifiers list for semifinal two. And yeah, uh, it'll probably garner a lot of points, because he sings great, he looks great, and who knows? Maybe I will be proven wrong yet again. And then at number 26, we have "A the Damo do 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 do" from Lazara, and she is the representative for France. This song is pretty interesting. I like its bass line drop, very reminiscent of pop songs that we got during the 2010s. And yeah, this song I think could gain a lot of points. I know it has its fans. Me personally, I wasn't, feeling it too much. I guess, because I guess it just didn't have too much of a kick, like the bass line drop is, pretty fucking dope. But this song, it's just not something for me, for me. Especially because like some of the lyrics tend to be a little pessimistic, and I'm like, I'm sort of in my optimistic phase. Yeah. Again, like it's probably gonna get a lot of votes in the final. I just wasn't too amazed by it. And then at number 25, we have. I gotta take off my hat a little bit for this. "Unicorn" by Noah Carell, and she is gonna be for Israel. This song, I remember people describing it as a Blackpink song, which I think could be pretty accurate. It definitely has that huge bombastic sound where like the beat just sort of breaks down a little bit, and then she goes into like dance mode. I saw that in the video. I also remember her, being sort of like a centaur in the video. That image has been burnt in my brain ever since. Yeah, it's a song about wanting to be unique and expressing yourself in any way you please, and just being unique like a unicorn. Taking the world by the horn. Yeah, I can definitely appreciate that. I think when I did my semifinal one ranking, I said that this was a. I think placed the song just in the non-qualifiers list, I said that it would barely not qualify. This song, of course, has like a lot of fans. Like whenever I'm in the Eurovision live chats for any like video premieres, people are going to be posting the unicorn emoji, showing their support for Noah. Yeah, it's very obvious that this one has a lot of viral favoritism to it. So yeah, I could be proven wrong. Noah Carell could see a qualification. There's a very high chance for that. Uh, yeah, and it definitely has some energy to it. Yeah, and yeah, I do think that like she has a good chance of like scoring some big points. At number 24, we have Semo Mi Se Spava by Luke Black, and he is going to be representing Serbia. This entry is very cool, just for its stage presentation. It was sort of set up like a video game. He was sleeping on a bed or like some sort of plants, and then he sort of like disconnects all the dancers as if he's like releasing them from some sort of like imprisonment. And then he had like the giant robot in the back. I think it's called a I was about to say Megatron, but that's not entirely. I don't think that's the right terminology. But yeah, the big giant robot in the background was pretty neat. It's sort of stylized like a video game. I think Luke even said that this was largely based on how he liked to shut himself off from the world and just play video games in his room. But then he told himself he had to confront the real problems that are going on in our society and like really like take them on, which is definitely a message I can appreciate. This song, I know there's a lot of people who vibe with this one. It's not as impressive, but I think it has enough like aesthetics to it, enough unique aesthetics to it that it's gonna see a qualification for the final. It'll barely get by. And the same can be said for our number 23. This one is Burning Daylights by Mia Nicola and Dion Cooper, and they are representing Netherlands. This song is sort of like about confronting past trauma and learning how to cope with it and, learning how to grow out of it and seek, comfort in other people, which is why I think this song is structured as a duet between Mia and Dion. I know that Duncan Lawrence was behind the production for this. I think he's going to be behind the production of so many of Netherlands' entries. Now that he's won the contest and Arcade has become a viral success on TikTok and even became a hit in America. So yeah, my dude Duncan is going to be getting a lot of work moving forward. But yeah, this song I do have a lot of respect for. Always good to talk about confronting past traumas and learning how to grow from it. And yeah, it's definitely something that is unique in its sort of build up. Remember listening to it and sort of like catching on to how they were talking about going through breakups or dealing with family troubles, and then they sort of like grow out of it. The song ends with them singing goodbye. Yeah, this song is really cool. I definitely like, much like Luke Back. I think it'll barely get by. I know it has its fans. Excuse me again. And yeah, I think it'll do well in the contest. Once we get to Liverpool and we start to see all the staging and whatnot. It'll be interesting to see just what they envision for it. Yeah, the staging could change everything, and maybe Mia and Dion will see a lot of points in their favor. At number 22, I Wrote a Song by Mae Mueller, and she is going to be representing the host country, United Kingdom. Oh, so a very tall order to fulfill. Yeah, I've been pretty familiar with Mae's work in the past. I remember she did have that hit collab Better Days that became a hit in America. I believe it was a viral song on TikTok. Yeah. And yeah, she really seems to have like a lot of good spirit in her. I remember listening to I Wrote a Song. It's about, getting over a nasty breakup and, overcoming that and, going out with your lady pals and just having a night out. This song, I think, has a lot of potential to score big points. I don't know if it's going to get as many points as Sam Ryder, because Sam Ryder, oh boy, that dude could fucking howl like he's like a goddamn wolf. But May, I think has her fans, and she will do pretty well in the contest. I think there might be a lot of bias towards her since, it is the host country, United Kingdom. But we'll have to wait and see. Next up at number 21 is Echo by Iru, and she is going to be representing Georgia. This song, I think, grew on me quite a bit. I remember it was probably, I think it was like the final song to be submitted for this year's Eurovision contest. And I remember having trouble trying to decipher what the lyrics mean. It's supposed to be like about, having. It's supposed to be about experiencing love for the very first time and, sort of like capturing what the feeling sounds like. It's sort of like an echo in your heart, and it's sort of like she's trying to replicate the beating of a heart, with like bum ba dum bum bum ba dum bum. Like at first I thought it was like in Georgian or something, but no, like this, it's just like a bunch of gibberish that she made up for the song. Yeah, I think this is pretty neat. It's gonna be interesting to see what sort of staging she has planned for this. I don't know if she's going to be doing a lot of dance moves or if she's just going to be standing a lot, wearing some sort of like high fashion while other dancers surround her. Um, but yeah, like this seems like one of those dark horse songs that could really shake things up a bit. I know that I placed it low on my qualifications list, but I could be totally amazed by what she has planned for the Liverpool stage. She definitely has like a very kind personality, and she definitely seems to have practiced a lot when it comes to music and dancing. So yeah, she could really surprise the viewers when the second semifinal takes place. And now let's move on to numbers 20 through 11. At number 20, I have Breaking My Heart by Riley, who is going to be representing Denmark. There will be some people who will not like that I have this song placed as high as I do in my top 20. I mean, I did place it at number 20, so that's like, barely in the top 20. I will admit that this song is, not too impressive when it comes to the vocals. It's a song that's a lot more driven by its sound and production. And I like the sound and production on this. I know that Riley takes a lot of inspiration from K-pop. I can tell that by like his aesthetic and a lot of the fan comments that he gets. This is sort of like about how he thinks that the relationship was always doomed to fail, and how he like did his best to sort of like connect with this person, but they weren't interested in really making that connection as strong as it could be. And yeah, it seems to just be him sort of like processing the heartbreak and moving on. Again, like I sort of like the robotic vocals and how it drops and like the beats, of course. Um, when they get to Liverpool, they're gonna have to like try to mix it up a little. They're gonna have to try to like improve on the mixing, because when they were doing the Melody Grand Prix, it didn't sound the best it could be. I think they will fix all the technical difficulties though. Next up is Future Lover by Brunette, and she is for Armenia. I remember last year when Rosalind made it to the finals, and she didn't place too high in the final ranking, but her song Snap did become a viral success, and it crossed over into America, even charted on the Hot 100. It didn't make the year-end list, but it did receive a certification of gold, which I think is a very huge accomplishment. Rosalind should be proud of that. And it looks like Armenia is going to be continuing the viral success with Future Lover. I know a lot of people are really getting behind this one. I see them posting the Armenian flag in a lot of live YouTube chats. So yeah, I can tell that Brunette is a real big favorite for semifinal too. Just her talking about what she would love in her partner, just going out and visiting bookstores, grabbing some coffee, and one thing you definitely have to appreciate about this entry is sort of the escalation that takes place. At first it's just like a soft piano ballad, but then she brings out a lot of drums and the bells. Of course, I can't get enough of the bells whenever I watch the video. And yeah, it becomes like a very big orchestral, sound at the end. This song, I think, again, could also shake things up, much like Iru's Echo. It's definitely something that makes a lot of choices. Of course, especially with her singing in Armenian at the end. Adding that little cultural influence to the sound or to the music or to the tune. um, Again, like I know there's some people who are worried that she might not even qualify because she has the second slots, but I think the song has enough fans behind it that she'll be fine. Yeah, Armenia could see a lot of success in this year's contest. Maybe even a top 10 placement. Who knows? At number 18, we have Aya by Sudden Lights, and they are going to be representing Latvia. This song is very underrated. It might be one of my most underrated picks for this year's contest. It's a simple, straightforward tune about singing a lullaby to a child as the family is watching TV and witnessing a lot of horrific events on the news. And the parent-like figure is sort of reassuring that child that everything's all right. You should just go to sleep and calm yourself. I will be here to protect you. You have nothing to worry about. Yeah, I very much appreciate that sentiment, and I especially like the outro where he's singing Aya, very softly. Aya, Aya. Very admirable. I really like that. It's something that could bring people to tears. They could also have some very interesting staging when performing the song. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of tricks they pull off with this tune. And I'm also hoping that this sort of breaks Latvia's drought in the Eurovision Song Contest, because I know that they haven't made the finals in many years at this point. I think the last time was either 2016 or 2017. But yeah, they haven't been too lucky in this contest, and I think that Southern Lights has the ability to change that. So yeah, Southern Lights, I'm definitely rooting for you. At number 17 is Because of You by Gustav, and he is going to be representing Belgium. Yeah, I love this song. It's another song about feeling free to express yourself, and Gustav, thanking the people in his life for encouraging him to be his best self. It's sort of like a friendship anthem in that sort of respect. Gustav has found that he's able to be who he wants to be, and he thanks his companions for giving him that encouragement. And there's definitely like a different context to the song when you recognize that he is a gay singer who had to stay closeted for many years to garner some success in the industry. But now he's been able to come out and be his best self. And look at that, he's now going to the biggest song contest in all of Europe, which is splendid. I especially love the backup vocalists that he had accompanied with him on stage. They seem to be really into it. And yeah, it's a very queer-friendly tune that I'm really digging. I know that there's some people that think this one's gonna flop, but those people are wrong. Gustav all the way. I am very proud of him. He seems to have had a very rough journey in the industry, but he was able to triumph over all of it, and I am very, very thrilled that he is heading off to the contest. He deserves to. And I think that he has what it takes to make it to the finals. He's very kind, very sweet, very friendly, very professional too. I just like this guy. I like this guy so much. So yeah, Gustav, you're in my heart. At number 16 is My Sister's Crown by Vesna, and they are for Czechia. This one is one of the more politically driven entries this year. It's a song about women from all sorts of different countries, sort of coming together and sort of like uniting as one, taking on the man's world. um, Again, this one is something that has stirred up a little bit of controversy. It's not something I would say is very controversial. I think the message is straightforward. I think the respectfulness is there. I've talked about this in my semifinal one video, where I think that Vesna are very capable contestants who know what they're doing and have a really good message to spread. I don't think they fumbled it. And yeah, I definitely like the energy. I know that there's some people who said that the staging wasn't very good. Especially when they were performing at, I think, Barcelona. And I think what they're going for is that they're trying to like sort of portray themselves as puppets, being controlled by marionettes. That's why they keep going like this, in their performances, like as if they're like being controlled by strings. So yeah, that could all change once we get to Liverpool and we actually see the staging in semifinal one, and see what they're actually trying to go for. They can have very different costumes, very different wardrobes, very different lighting, and very different like aesthetics. Different props even. And yeah, that's my thoughts on Vesna. I think this one has a lot of capability of shaking up the contest. I think it might be even be. I would even go as far as to say that it's one of the clear qualifiers for semifinal one. I could be proven wrong. Maybe it won't get as many votes, but I'm very confident that this will. I'm very confident that it will. Numbers 15 through 11. We're going to be starting off with Soarele Si Luna by Pasha Parfeni, and he is for Moldova. This song, I think, grew on me quite a bit. It's a very intimate song about being married while being surrounded by nature. He's evoking nature. He's invoking the imagery of nature, while singing this song about getting married to a loved one, a soulmate, even. And the little flute drop during the chorus was very admirable. It really got me hooked. Um, Pasha, of course, is a very good-looking dude. He has that charm to him. I saw it in the 2012 Eurovision, and I'm seeing it with the video and the national selection performance. Yeah, this one has a lot of atmosphere to it. I think that might be the song's secret weapon. Pasha, of course, is a familiar face in the contest, and I think a lot of people will be thrilled that he's returning. And yeah, we could see him score a lot of big points in the semifinal one and in the finals as well. At number 14, we have Carpe Diem by Joker Out, and they are representing Slovenia. I remember last year when LPS failed to qualify for the big final, the grand final. Very disappointed. Like, I was even disappointed that they scored the lowest amount of points in that semifinal. But it looks like Slovenia have a really good chance of turning the luck around. Because, Carpe Diem is a song that's received a lot of attention online, and the guys in the band are said to be very sweet. They're very foolish, very silly. They've gotten along with other contestants very well. I love their energy. And yeah, the song itself is also really fun. It's a song just about, trying to live your best life and, live it to the fullest and, not worry about what the future brings because you're young, you have no idea what's going to happen with your life, so you just live it up. And the song had some very poetic lines when he translated them into English. It does remind me of a lot of songs that got big during the 2000s, the big alternative scene of that decade. This song, yeah, this song is definitely a clear favorite for semifinal two. It's one of the more obvious picks for semifinal two. Yeah, we could see it score big points in Liverpool. Number 13 is Queen of Kings by Alessandra, and she is going to be repping Norway in this contest. This song I do really like. I know I've talked about Ulrike Brenstorp a lot and how I wish, honestly, made it into the contest. But Queen of Kings, not a bad choice. Alessandra, very sweet girl, very energetic girl. She has a lot of spirit in her. She's just a huge ball of energy. And of course, as a bisexual myself, I have to pay my respects to the other bisexuals who are repping their people. Yeah, this one I think I like quite a bit. I know this one has a lot of fans. It's going very viral on TikTok. People are using it for all sorts of memes. And yeah, it's just a song about embracing your sexuality and, being who you want to be. And yeah, I totally respect that. Um, Alessandra is probably going to score a lot of huge points in this contest. So, Alessandra, you are definitely a top contender for this year. All right, next up is Stay by Monica Linkite. and she is going to be representing Lithuania. Much like Pasha, she's a familiar face in the contest. She was in the show in 2015. Um, this time she's going solo, and it's a ballad about dealing with mental health struggles and looking for solace in people in your personal life. Um, it's a very nicely constructed ballad. Monica has an amazing singing voice. I like the chemistry she had with her backup vocalists on stage when she performed this song at the national selection. She is definitely someone to look out for. I think she could be another dark horse in the contest. Very underrated. I would say this song and Aya by Sudden Lights are extremely underrated. That could do very well in the contest. And of course, Shuto, Shuto, gonna be in my head forever. That's definitely gonna be the phrase that they want people to, really glob onto. So yeah, she's someone to look out for. And then at number 11 is Promise by Voyager, who are going to be representing Australia. People might be surprised by this entry, but I do think it's a very nicely constructed song. It's about, looking to stay on the bright side in a world of pessimism. Reassuring your loved ones that things aren't totally bleak and that better days are just ahead. Of course, I love how it builds up, especially with the keyboard solo at the end, the big climactic finish. And yeah, it has a lot of energy, it has a lot of spirit to it. I really like this one. And of course, the band members are all very, sweet. They're totally like cinnamon rolls. Yeah, this song I think could perform well at the contest. I remember Sheldon Riley performed last year for Australia, and I really liked him. As an autistic man, I have to show my support. But yeah, this one I think could also serve as a real contender for the big show. All right, and now to bring us all on home, my top 10 contestants. Oh my God, we are the home stretch. This should be very exciting. All right, so who's ready? I'm ready. At number 10, we have Aya, another Aya entry by Blanca Paloma, another Blanca. She is for Spain in this contest. And yeah, this one is really, really awesome. I love the poetic lyrics, especially when you translate them into English. It's another lullaby song, and this one has a lot of a lot of oomph to it. It's, a song that her grandma used to sing to her when she was just a little kid. And, she's sort of like trying to pass that message on to other people, other listeners. And there's a lot of theatrics to it that I also like, how she does the little, archer pose when singing this song on stage. Again, I have no idea what that's meant to symbolize, but I would love to learn. And yeah, she, seems like a very very kind person who definitely has like a lot of experience when it comes to live performances. Yeah, and this one is also a real grower. I've really come to respect and appreciate this one. And yeah, this song could actually nab Spain the win. Who knows? We'll have to see. At number 9 is Dua Vite by Marco Mengoni, and he is the representative for Italy. Yes, home of Måneskin. So, could Italy score yet again? We'll have to see, because Marco definitely has a strong entry here. He is mostly singing a ballad, talking about how his loved one should not give up on the relationship because, he really believes that they could still make this love work, and he's not willing to give up so easily. And of course, he puts a lot of energy into it. I remember him getting increasingly wet on stage, with the tears and the spit and the sweat. Oh man, he needed a bucket right beside him. But yeah, he's a very passionate dude. Again, people are probably going to be very thrilled that he's coming back. That could earn him a lot of points. Yeah, this one is definitely something to look out for. Italy, I have no doubt, is going to place in the top 10 again. At number 8, we have Tattoo by Loreen, who is representing Sweden. Oh boy, this one is a contestant to look out for. She has won the contest before in 2012. She is looking to represent her country again, and this time she has a song about saying goodbye to a loved one, but hoping that they could meet again and make the relationship work again in the future. Because he's stuck to her like a tattoo. I wish I had my own tattoo, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, this one is something to look out for. Lorene is definitely posing a danger to the contest. The betting odds are saying that she could nab this win. She'll have to look out for Karya, a singer that we will get to. Yeah, this song is very like wide in scale, and a lot of the stuff that she was working with on stage during her live performance was very unique and interesting. Yeah, and I really like Lorena as a person too. I don't know if this is one of my personal favorites, which is why I placed it at number 8. It's still in the top 10 because, it's a fantastic fucking song. Like, Jesus Christ. All right, at number 7, we have A Coração by Mimi Cat, and she is going to be representing Portugal. This song, I really like its energy. I really like, Mimi Cat's attitude, singing about how she's feeling a love so intense and it's making her heart pump, and the doctors can't do anything about it. They find her case to be hopeless. And she sounds passionate on this song too. Like, she really sells the idea that this love is really taking control of her and that her heart is pounding so much. I also love the choreography on stage, the flamenco sound to it as well. Like her hair, is very stylish also. And of course, she is just a wonderful woman. I really have a lot of confidence that Portugal could place in the top 10 again. I know that Mero placed in the top 10 last year. But yeah, I think Portugal has what it takes to really like perform well again. So here's hoping for you, Mimi Cat. At number 6, we have Power by Delia, and she is going to be repping Iceland. I remember placing Sister in my top 10 for last year. Very disappointed that they did not finish in the top 10 or even the top 20. The citizens of Turin, y'all did them dirty. Like, I gotta be honest here. But hopefully, Power will be able to score Iceland a lot of points because this song is powerful. It lives up to the name. It like really like punches you in a way, and Delia sings a lot of force, and she just makes it sound powerful, and she seems powerful too. Like she does CrossFit after all. Yeah, like she definitely has what it takes to score a lot of points in this contest. I am more than certain she will qualify, and I have a lot of confidence that she could place in the top 10. The top 5, my top 5. All right. At number 5 is Heart of Steel by Dvorchi. They are representing Ukraine. And of course, since I love supporting Ukraine, they are going to be in my top 5. I love its slick atmosphere. It has a lot of like cool energy to it. The guys in Dvorchi seem like very slick dudes, and I like how like this song sort of like this unfazed tune about not being affected by adversity or like people putting you down with like harsh words. And yeah, this song is very heavy in its production, and I like the key work that they do on it. Also, it has like a nice EDM sort of beat to it. Yeah, great song. Oh God, I'm really hoping that Ukraine does well again in this contest. And now we have a few funny entries for numbers 4 and 3. Okay, we're starting off with number 4. That is "Who the Hell is Edgar" by Taya and Selena, or Tia and Selena, and they are representing Austria. This song is definitely very funny. I like the commentary that it has on the music industry, sort of calling out Spotify for barely compensating its artists. It has a great sense of humor to it. It has a nice little progressive beat that's like really catchy, like really gets you into the groove. They got also have a lot of fun dance moves planned for this performance. I know that they did that. I know that they did that a lot in the video. And who knows? Maybe they'll design a fun little dance move that a lot of people can do at home while they're watching the telecast. Yeah, I love the commentary. It's great. It's fun. Taya and Selena work together so well, and yeah, I think this song is gonna be a huge thumbs up for me. Number three is Cha 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 by Karya, who is representing Finland. Oh man, this song has a lot of viral attention. People love Karya's, online presence. He seems like a real sweetheart. And the song itself is also really fun. It's about, partying it up at a club and, having a good time after a stressful week and, not giving a single shit about what tomorrow brings because you're just living it up. You're in the moment. You're just sipping on your pina coladas and, having a good time, soaking it in. And yeah, like this one also has a great sense of humor. I love the ballroom dancers that he had on stage with him while he performed this for the national selection. They kind of did their little like cartoonish moves. They even kind of formed a human centipede of some kind. Oh man, and I like his wardrobe choice also. That little green getup that he wears, on his across his arms and on his like back. Yeah, that's really fun. Yeah, this one is something to look out for sure. I know the betting odds say right now that Karya could take this win and the next contest could be held in Finland. Who knows? We'll have to see. But yeah, this song I very much got behind. I know that I've said Robin Packlin was my number one choice for the Finland national selection, but yeah, I think that Karya really deserved it. At number two, I guess we're just continuing with the funny entries. We have Mama Sh by Let Three, who are representing Croatia. I was very astonished by this band's history and how they are known for doing a lot of shocking stunts. They're filled with vulgarity. I can't say it on stream, but just know that they've done a lot of eye-opening stuff. And yeah, this performance is no exception. It's mainly a troll song aimed at Vladimir Putin and, making fun of how he got a tractor as a gift and how he led Russia into a war against Ukraine and how he is a complete psychotic doofus for doing that. And, I definitely respect the politics of the song, the risks that they take with it. It's definitely something that the Eurovision stage needs, a little bit of edginess. Yeah, I totally respect these guys for creating a really like experimental, funny, sort of subversive track to represent Croatia. I remember being disappointed that last year's entry didn't make it into the finals. I forgot what the name of it was. Maybe My Favorite Distraction or something like that. I can't recall. But yeah, I'm really hoping that Let 3 scores some big points. I know that there's some people who believe that it won't even qualify at all, but I'm feeling very confident in this one. I think people will definitely jazz with it. And finally, at number one, it's Bridges by Alika, who is representing Estonia. Oh boy, I am a huge fan of this one. Alika is singing a song about how you need to overcome anxiety, how she was able to do that, on her long journey, and how she's extending that same hope to other people, and how she is, building up a world of bridges, connecting with people, communicating with them, seeking help from them, and, sort of like reaching out to other people and reassuring them, hey, you're going to work it out. I know that you're going through some hard shit, but there is a pathway out of this, and I know that you will find it. And I love the piano trick that she did on stage, where like the piano was playing by itself, and the celloist beside her was also really cool. And she knows how to sing. Like she is a fucking singer. Oh man, she can belt those notes like nobody else. Like again, like I think she might be the most talented vocalist that we have in this year's contest. Yeah, I really like her energy. It's a glorious, very elegant sort of tune. It's been serving as my anti-anxiety anthem for the year. It might, stay. It might keep that title by the time the year ends. Yeah, I really like this song. It's glorious. Oh my god, Bridges, you are my pick to win this year's contest. I think Taylin is going to have a great show next year. But yeah, there you have it, everybody. my top 37 overall ranking for this year's Eurovision Song Contest. We did it! We reached the end! Oh man, this was a very eventful April, and I think I had a lot of fun with this. I hope everybody else had a lot of fun with this. I know that this live stream doesn't have a lot of viewers, but again, you can catch this on YouTube. I think a lot of you are watching this on YouTube at the moment. But yeah, had a lot of fun doing this. I might do a lot more live streams moving forward. Now that I have all the equipment set up, I have my webcam, I have my microphone, which is essentially my webcam. I might do a lot more video games and, you know, a lot more like commentary. Maybe I could even cover like stories involving the entertainment industry. Who knows? But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining me on this journey. And it'll be cool to see what y'all have to say about my picks, my rankings, what you agree with, what you disagree with. I'm curious. So yeah, I think this is where we're going to sign off. Hopefully everybody had fun. You can catch me on Twitter, on TikTok, and of course YouTube, where this video is going to be uploaded. And that's where we're going to be signing off. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you're able to soak up those drops. Take care, and I'll see y'all soon.